Buen día, ¿cómo están? Espero que
Buen
estén
día
todos
a
muy
todos.
bien. Bueno, nosotros somos estudiantes del profesorado de inglés, ¿sí? Somos
De segundo año.
del segundo año y estamos con una invitada muy especial. Es Ana Benson. Ella es de los Estados Unidos, es una asistente de idiomas que viene a acompañarnos en esta ocasión, en este primer live y esperemos que sean varios con muchas personas, así podemos eh, entablar una conversación y aprender mucho más de su cultura y demás. Este,
Y poder dar a conocer también lo que hacemos en la carrera, todos los días, todas las semanas. Siempre estamos haciendo algo innovador, por decirlo de alguna manera. Siempre estamos tratando de hacer algo divertido entre todos. Y estar con Ana también, aparte de ser algo muy divertido, es algo muy que nos beneficia muchísimo para nuestra carrera y nuestra formación, tanto como docentes como personas que hablan un idioma extranjero. Así que, thank you, Ana, for being here.
Thank you guys for having me here.
Welcome first. We welcome and we thank you for being here. And you are here since the end of March.
Yes.
Yes.
So I arrived in Buenos Aires at the end of March and then in Corrientes capital at the start of April.
Okay, so how long you've been in Paso de los Libres?
Since, what day is today? Friday?
Friday.
Since Wednesday evening.
Okay. So you had a couple of days to get used to Paso de los Libres.
Yes.
Already.
okay, we have some
Some questions we prepared for you
yeah.
for today. So I don't know if you want to start with that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Do you want to read the first one?
Okay. Oh, sorry. The first one says, did you have any cultural shock when you first come here?
So I think in terms of cultural shock, when I first arrived in Argentina, the most hard thing for me to get used to was the change in schedule. Because for us in the United States, everything starts a lot earlier than here in Argentina. The times that we eat are different, especially like at night, things for us.
Things like dinner, for example, here are very late.
Yes,
Yeah.
And
yes.
you are used to eat dinner like 5, 6.
Like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. So
Okay.
for when you
So
guys are
early.
having-
Yeah, and we are
dinner for
used,
us.
yeah, and we are used to have dinner like 11, 10, 11.
My
PM.
my first few days in Corrientes capital, there's another language assistant from England who's living there as well. And our first week, we would go out to dinner at 8 o'clock and be the only people at the restaurant.
Yeah, because it is so early for us. We usually start at like having dinner at 9:30.
Yeah.
Or starting cooking in a way?
Yeah. We start to cook around that hour of the night.
So I think the change in schedule was definitely the biggest culture shock for me.
Yeah, and I think it is because of the work shifts in the US that are different from the work shifts in here, because usually a work shift it ends at 8 p.m.
For here in Argentina?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And there it ends at 5.
5 p.m. Yes.
5. You have 9 to 5.
Yes.
And we have like a work shift that is divided. For example, the most common one is from 8 a.m. to 12, and then for 4 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay. Yes, that makes sense. And I think also for me, like the siesta.
Yeah.
With things being so much later, I have to get used to the siesta and make the most of it.
So you already take naps here?
Yes, I have been, which I appreciate.
Yeah, because we have such long days. We never stop doing things here in Argentina, so we need to have like a break in the middle to have siesta.
Yes, which is very nice. I really enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay. So to continue, we have another question that is, what is something distinctive about Lexington, your hometown, that you can remember or tell us
Oh,
that is similar or totally the contrary from Paso de los Libres?
yeah, that's a good question. Oh, I need to think about that. Oh, what can I think something that is different is that here, like, things are much closer.
Yeah.
So, for example, you don't, I mean, obviously you need a car to get from things that are very, very far, but for the most part, you can
walk.
You can walk, which is very nice. And I know in the United States, in bigger cities, they're much more walkable, but you also need to use public transportation. But for smaller areas like Lexington, every like houses, shops, businesses, schools are all very far apart from each other. So like, for example, for me, when I was going to school, I could never walk to school. I had to drive to school because it would take me an hour and a half if I were to walk to my school. So I think something that's distinct or different is just how much further apart everything is. It's not as walkable as a place like Paso de los Libres.
Yeah, algo que nos olvidamos de decir es que Ana es de Massachusetts, de un pueblo que está a 20 minutos de Boston.
Sí.
Okay.
O sea,
So,
Boston sería como la ciudad principal
de Massachusetts. Y ella vive a 20 minutos.
Ya.
Es como vivir a 20 minutos de Corrientes Capital,
Básicamente.
por ejemplo. Y nada, but you spend most of your time in Boston,
Yes.
in the city.
Yes, I like, especially when I would get older, would spend a lot of my free time. Like my friends and I like to go to Boston on the weekends.
Yeah, and you hang out there.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Es como para nosotros decir...
Nos vamos
Uruguayana.
a... Yeah.
Porque estamos a nada,
Sí.
básicamente, de...
Como Uruguayana, por ejemplo, bueno, Lexington queda igual de cerca a Boston como Yapeyú a Libres. O bueno, no Yapeyú, pero Bonpland.
Ponele... Sí,
Porque ¿cuánto es a Bonpland? ¿20 minutos? No, 30.
por ahí 40, no sé.
No sé.
Dirán ustedes.
Nosotros somos de Corriente, pero no sabemos.
Nosotros solo sabemos inglés, no somos profes de geografía, la verdad.
Por algo estamos en el profesorado de inglés y no en el de geografía.
Claramente.
Well, for example, something distinctive we have here in Paso de los Libres that most of the people know us for is, for example, the carnival. We told you last night about the carnival and how we have different like groups like Carumbe, Sum Sum, and we also
Tradición.
sorry we also have some celebrations like el Festival del Guiso here that it is made around July, August, because it is it is a festival where everyone cooks stew, different kinds of stew. Yeah, and because stew is a very common.
Yummy.
Yeah.
Taste it.
Yeah, it is a very common food here in Argentina to have different kinds of stew with meat, different kinds of meat, beans, everything you can think of, potatoes, carrots, everything. So we do this festival at the end usually of August, and everyone is like a competition where every group cooks a different kind of stew, and then the jury tastes it and they get a winner.
Oh, that
from
sounds
that.
delicious.
Yeah. And we usually spend the night because usually lasts a whole weekend. For example, from Friday to Sunday.
To Sunday.
Yeah. And we get to camp in the place where the festival is made, and we have parties some nights in the campsite.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it is. And it is also because it is winter in here in August.
Oh, yes.
So we get to eat stew and have something warm, and it is very nice.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
There
It is.
It is. So the next question we have to you is there any Spanish word that you use? Sorry. Is there any Spanish word that you use often?
Oh, a Spanish word that I use often.
Like something you don't know how to describe in English.
Oh, these are all so good questions. I need to I think something that I have noticed when I speak Spanish that I do a lot is I'll add the like the endings of like ito to lots of things.
Ito.
Like está cerquita, un ratito. Like I like
Like last night we told you pobrecito.
pobrecito. Sí. Like
Pobrecito. Ayer, ayer estuvimos en la clase justamente con Ana y estábamos viendo diferentes
Palabras.
palabras.
Comunes de acá de Corrientes, de acá de Corrientes, de acá de Libres.
De acá de Libres, sobre todo de Libres.
Sí. Por ejemplo, le enseñamos algunas palabras en guaraní.
Claro,
En
como
guaraní.
anga,
Como angaú,
Pe-
peina,
peina, pavada.
pavada. Ah, you have a photo.
Yeah.
versero.
Versero.
Aire.
No, in
No.
arre.
Arre.
That is a more Argentinian word in general. But the rest of them are like very Correntinian words.
Libreña.
Sí, libreño.
Libreños.
So is there a word in Spanish that you use often or just the endings of the word?
Well, I think something that I do often is adding the endings to the words. I think it's hard to think of words that we don't have the exact translation for off the top of my head. One that like you guys use that we don't is like sobremesa. Like,
Sobremesa. Yeah, to keep talking after
Yeah.
you eat.
we don't have a word for that in English. Something else that I really like in Spanish that I don't think necessarily translates is your like terms of endearment, like mi vida, mi cielo, mis ojos, cosas así. Because I think for us, you would never say like, oh my eyes, my sky.
Like you have pet names, but not as ours.
Yeah, I think that yours are much more like beautiful and meaningful. So
I think it is because of the way in which we say it, like "ay mi vida."
Yeah, which
or
is
so it's the intonation we use.
Intonation of that word.
yes, but even still in English, like you understand, oh my life, like it's very it would be very weird in English. I think that you guys have beautiful ways of expressing love and also
Emotion.
hatred. Bad words. Your emotional words are very
We have a lot of bad words.
Sí, también.
Yeah, but it is a larger language than Spanish, than English, in my opinion. So we have a lot more countries that speak Spanish. So there is a lot of variety in our language. The next question is. What were the differences between being an assistant in Spain and a Spanish teacher in the US?
Oh, okay. Yes. So I guess for a little context, last year I worked as a language assistant similar to what I'm doing now in Spain with students
In Alicante?
in Alicante.
Alicante.
Yeah, good memory. In a secondary school, and then before I came to Argentina, I was home from September until March, and I worked with young students, teaching them Spanish. I think one of the big differences, obviously, is because English is my
First language.
my first language. My role is more helping students with their pronunciation and doing lots of cultural activities. Whereas in Spanish, it was more just getting really young students familiar with
The
speaking a foreign language.
Uh-huh.
And because they were younger and also because they were learning the basics, a lot of the things we would do were very simple. We would sing lots of songs. Like, with the kindergartners, there was one they loved to sing and I would be like, "Como te llamas? What's your name?" Like things like that. So they're very simple. Obviously, with my older students, teaching them English, we weren't doing that. So I think that was like the ways that students were learning were very different, but that came from both the language and also how old the students were.
Well, another question I had was, in which way did you have fun with your older students in Spain, and in which way did you have fun with your younger students in the US?
Yeah. Okay. With my older students in Spain, I think they loved. I think the most interesting topics are always, again, like cultural things because it puts the language more in context.
Yeah.
So with my older students, how a typical lesson would usually work is we would do if whatever topic they were learning about in their classes, I would create a lesson that was similar but related to like the culture in the United States.
Yeah.
And so it would be a very cultural topic. And then at the end, we would always play some kind of game because older students can get very competitive.
Yeah.
They would get very into
We
it.
are.
Yeah.
We are competitive.
Yes, yeah. So I think that was a very fun way to get them excited. Again, things would get very, very intense, but it would be really fun and it would get students practicing the language, doing lots of debates with my students that had a higher advanced level. So coming up with debate conversations. And so students would practice with each other, creating their arguments and then obviously presenting them. And because they would get so excited about it, a lot of times they would be having genuine conversations back and forth. So those were ways that they got very excited. With my younger students, again, they had a very basic level, but that was the goal. So that, again, by the time that they're then entering, like we say, middle school, they have an understanding of the basics of Spanish so that then they can
choose a language.
Yeah, they choose a language, and then also so that then, like,
How many languages they can choose?
I think at the school, it really depends on the school that you go to, how many languages you can choose. At the school I was working at, in elementary school, it was only Spanish, was the only language.
Okay.
And then when they got to middle school, so around 12, 13 years old, I think they could choose to continue with Spanish or Italian or Portuguese at that school. But it depends on
But yeah, it can be a wide set of options or a little one, like just Spanish.
Exactly. And I think they wanted the young students to only be doing Spanish so that, again, all the students were doing the same thing. And it was something that was continuous from 5 years old when they start school in kindergarten until 12 years old when they're finishing primary.
And I think it's something very necessary because a lot of Spanish people, a lot of Latin people live in the US.
Yes, yeah.
So it is very important, like, for us to learn Portuguese because we have just the bridge here, and we are like
to learn another language in a way,
general, but
because
to learn Spanish when you are living surrounded by people that have Spanish as a first language, it is very important.
Yes,
for the population.
I definitely agree. I think the school that I worked at, having a program for young students to be learning Spanish was very, very rare. But I think that's something that I really, think was very important that school did, that I wish that every school in the United States would do. Because, for example, for myself, I didn't start learning Spanish again until I was 13 years old.
Yeah.
And at that time, it's much more difficult to start learning a new language because your brain is more developed. So I think for the younger students to have, even though they're obviously not learning grammar structures and advanced things, they're hearing the language. Like, my students understood that, like, tengo is I have and tienes is you have, and they don't understand how to conjugate a verb, but they understand that so that when they get to be older and a teacher is explaining to them how you conjugate and tú, él, ella, usted, they're going to be like, and like understand it.
Yeah. For example, here in Argentina, it is common to have English since kindergarten. I had English in kindergarten. I think you did too.
Yes,
but
of course.
it also depends on school. Like some public schools, for example, don't have English in kindergarten. But I went to a public kindergarten, and
It's
they
too
did
important to have another language from
the beginning of the childhood.
Yes, because your ears are accustoming
Are getting used to
getting
to the language. For example, my teacher in kindergarten used to play songs for us in English, or to teach us through colors or pictures or these things. And then when we got to elementary school or primary school, we already were used to the basic words, like numbers, colors, places, and all of that.
Exactly. I think with the program that I was, or the Spanish program at the school that I was teaching at, it was the exact same goal, just familiarize students with the basic things, so that then they can start to form a more advanced relationship with the language.
Do you want to read the next question?
Okay. What was your favorite part of Paso de los Libres?
Oh, my favorite part of Paso de los Libres. I'm not just saying this because you guys are here. I truly think that the people, for me, because everyone, when I arrived, just truly welcomes me in and made me feel very special and very at home being here. Everyone was so excited to share the culture, help me with Spanish, help me with Portuguese, and just tell me so many things that are special about Argentina and also Paso de los Libres specifically. So I think that really has made the experience very, very important for me, is just how kind and welcoming all the people have been. I've really, really appreciated it.
I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you because we used to be kind like that with new people, but especially with international people, because we are not so used to people from other places than Brazil. For example, we usually spend the day-to-day life with Brazilian people here in Paso de los Libres, but because we are so close to Uruguayana. But it is so rare to have someone coming from the US, for example, or like Edward, your friend that comes from England, and he is in Corrientes Capital.
Yes, we are both, for the majority of our stay, living in Corrientes Capital.
Yeah.
But as each month, we're both taking trips to spend a few days in the interior. Obviously right now I'm in Paso de los Libres, and he is in Saladas.
Ensaladas. Sí.
Yes. So.
And where are you going next?
Well, at the end of today, I'll be returning to Corrientes Capital, which I'm excited to be back there, but I'm very sad to leave Paso de los Libres. And then next month, I will be in Mercedes. And I know that will be going to Goya, and San Roque,
And San Roque.
and Bella Vista. Thank you.
Bella Vista.
And would you be interested in coming back?
I would love to come back. I would be very interested.
Yeah?
So yes,
and
I would love to.
you're staying until November at
In Argentina.
the very end of the year.
Yes,
in
I'll be here
Argentina.
till the end of the year. And then hopefully I will be able to stay a little bit after. I would love to continue to get to do some traveling, stay a little bit longer, maybe make it to Carnival.
Yeah, you told me last night you wanted to stay for Carnival.
Yes.
Ella realmente le gustó mucho el carnaval y quiere quedarse hasta la época de carnaval. But in November we already have some like events for carnival, like coronations and presentations and everything, like for the theme of the next year and the queens and everything.
That's so exciting.
Yeah. So
from Carmen.
Yeah, From Garumbe. From Samsung, we don't know
I've
you.
learned about.
Yeah, from Samsung, we don't know yet, but we already have dates
Okay.
for Garumbe events. For
Okay.
example, November 8th.
Sí.
Yeah, November
Yeah.
8th, there is an event already.
Okay.
And yeah,
In
they have
here.
all planned.
Okay. That's maybe.
So if you could stay for Carnival, that would be amazing.
that would be amazing. We'll see. I hope. Ojalá.
I have another question.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between gringo and Yankees?
In Yankees.
Between gringos and Yankees.
For example, we usually use the word Yankee to refer to all
Yankee.
Americans. To all Americans.
All Americans.
We variate between Yankee and Gringo.
Okay.
But it usually is those two.
Yes. I mean, I don't know if this is a like factual answer. I have no idea. This could be incorrect, but from how I have used the words, I think that gringo is very much like what you guys call us, like how like people from
outside
Latin America,
of the US.
yes, refer to those of us from the US. And I think Yankee, like, so I would never, I know that I'm a gringa, but I would never be like, be like, oh, I'm a gringa. Like, that's for like, or I would never call myself that within the United States. Like, that's for like you guys to call, that's your word to call us. And I think that Yankee is like, I think anyone just kind of calls someone from the United States a Yankee.
Yeah. But I had a question about that because aren't Yankees the fans of a baseball
Yes.
team?
Yes. So Yankee, I believe, can just refer to someone who's from the United States. I think it comes from when we were gaining our independence from Great Britain. Like the Yankees were those from the United States. From the United States.
The rebellious ones.
Yeah. Which is especially why I think the word comes, it can describe all Americans, but in the North, that's where, because we were the original colonies, the original states that were trying to claim our independence.
Yeah.
So New York was one of those states. So their baseball team is called the Yankees.
The Yankees.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's Yankees, the sports team, which are the rivals to my baseball team, the Red Sox.
The Red Sox.
Yes. So Yankees and Red Sox is like River and Boca.
River and Boca. Yeah.
But yeah, so the Yankees are a baseball team, but they're also
Like
name
what
for
we
someone from the United States.
The name we are used to call you.
Yes, exactly.
I told you the other day I'm watching Hamilton, so I'm learning about.
So you're learning all about it.
Yeah. I'm learning about all about independence.
Okay.
And it is very like interesting to
Yes,
me.
it is. I guess when you asked me if there's anything like distinct about Lexington, I should have answered with this. If you're interested in the independence, you'll find this very interesting.
Yeah, but you didn't know. It is okay.
Yes, but Lexington is where, speaking of like our independence, the first battle that was fought in the war to gain our independence from Great Britain was fought in my town. So we're
God.
very, very proud of that. It's very like important in the history of the United States.
You showed us some pictures the other day in your presentation,
Yeah.
and you have like a statue.
Yes, there's
In your town?
there's a big statue that's right in the middle of our town. They're called the Minutemen. They were the because this is like a whole history lesson. The British had like their whole military, and it was like a very formalized, trained, very big.
Yeah.
And on like in the United States in Lexington, they called them Minutemen because they were more just like we didn't have a full military formed yet. So they were just like people who were like working and living, but they called them the Minutemen because they would be ready to fight at any minute.
Wow.
And so they were just kind of like the common people, but we still gained our independence. But every year on the anniversary of the battle, it's a day called Patriots Day.
Uh-huh.
And it's a holiday that's specific for Massachusetts, but in my town, Lexington, we take it very, very seriously.
Yeah.
And in the mornings at like 5 a.m., they reenact the battle. So people like dress up in the clothes, people act like the British, people act like that. It's like very historically accurate. I'll show you pictures after this, but they reenact the battle. And then there's a big parade. There's lots of events throughout the day. And this past year was the 250th anniversary, which was a huge event. So many more people come to watch it. Politicians come to give speeches. Yeah, it was I was here, which I was very happy to be, but that was one day that I was missing home a little bit because I was seeing so many pictures and videos of everyone from my town out celebrating a day that's very nerdy because it's very historic, but very important and special to my town.
Yeah, for example, last year, February 25th, the Jabeju city received the president because it was the date in which San Martin was born.
Yes.
Yeah, so they received the vice president. The vice president.
You know who is
San Martin?
Yes, I've been explained a little bit of the history.
It was a general who fought for our independence. He is like the most important one here in Argentina, like him, Manuel Belgrano, Joaquín Madariaga, who is the one in our main park. We have a statue of him and his sword. ¿Es de él, no? ¿La estatua esa?
Creo que sí.
Bueno, vamos a decir que sí, porque por algo estudiamos inglés y no historia.
No historia. No, y no plazas. Arre. Okay.
Another question we had for you is, what are your plans for the rest of the year?
What are my plans for the rest of the year?
Are you staying all the year in Corrientes?
Yes. So for the entire year, my main place will be Corrientes, which I'm very excited about because it really gives me an incredible opportunity to really feel like I'm part of the community there, like making friends. I'm very thankful that everyone in Paso de los Libres has accepted me with such a kind welcome, and the same thing in Corrientes Capital. So I've been like making friends, which has been really, really kind and very fun. So I'm excited to like continue to develop those relationships. I have joined a swim team.
That's amazing.
Yes, I just started taking my Portuguese classes.
You take them online?
No, I take them through the Institute. So I go to classes in person, which is very fun. It's very difficult learning a foreign language in a foreign language.
Yeah.
Because things are being explained to me in Spanish. So sometimes in my brain, I'm like, what's going on?
You get so confused. Even
so much
even us,
information.
we get confused, and we are only working with 2 languages. Imagine working with 3.
But that's been very fun. So it's really exciting to just kind of build a little routine in my life in Corrientes Capital. But obviously when we have long weekends, I am very thankful that I have had like the opportunity to like save so much money and things like that so that I'm able to travel in Argentina as well, because it's so far from the United States that while I'm here, I
want to make the most of it.
I want to make the most of it. Like it's such a beautiful country with so many beautiful things to see and do and experience.
And people too.
And people
too.
People.
Thank you.
So,
and we are such a large country, so we have a lot of different weathers along the country. Like here in the north it's very usually very hot, and in the south you can see snow sometimes throughout the year. So you have a lot to discover and a lot to get to know. You told us the other day that you got tickets to see Bad Bunny here in Argentina.
I did. Well, okay. So here's the thing: is I was saying that I really want to stay. The Bad Bunny tickets are for February. So, so my friends and I haven't told my parents this yet. So I'm not sending them the link to this interview. Top secret on live. Yes, so we actually bought tickets to Sao Paulo because one of my best friends from the United States is Brazilian.
Oh my God.
And so she is from Sao Paulo. So me and one of my other friends who's from the program, we were like, we really want to go. It means that like we have no plans to stay. We have to figure it out. But if we get the tickets, it means that we can figure it out.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we bought the tickets. We were like, okay, if like we have to sell them, that's okay. But we have them, and it's like an incentive to find a way to stay.
Yeah. To make a plan to
Yes,
stay.
yes.
Stay.
And
It
when
doesn't matter what the plan is.
Yes.
You have to make one.
it was very impulsive, but we did it. And so I'll tell my parents after we have the plan, and then I'll be, and I'm so lucky that this concert happens to be around the same time. But
Yeah. And you also told us that your parents are coming to visit.
yes, they are coming to visit.
Just your parents or your brother too?
No, unfortunately, my brother won't be able to come because my parents work as teachers. So for us, your winter break overlaps with our summer vacation.
Yeah.
So my brother has to work, so he won't be able to come. And I will miss him, but we'll FaceTime. So my parents, because they're teachers, they have a long vacation from work as well. And so they will be, during their summer vacation, will be coming to visit Argentina.
Oh my God, that's
which
so
is
exciting.
Very exciting. They'll be here for 12 days because again, it's such a long trip for us. You really need to be here for a long period of time. And they've never been to South America before.
Oh my God.
So it's very exciting. They're going to come to Corrientes, so
Oh my
they'll get to see like my life there. They don't speak Spanish. My dad has been practicing, I think on I don't think it's Duolingo. I think he goes to the library and buys like the CDs and puts them in his car, and it'll be like hola, and he'll repeat hola. ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien. Like
That's so sweet.
yeah, so he's practicing. So.
He's getting ready to come and visit you.
Exactly.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
I love that. So Corrientes will be their first impression about Argentina.
Yes, I think because obviously from flights to the United States, there are no flights that fly into Corrientes.
No. You have to go to Buenos Aires and then come here.
So we'll be spending a few days in Buenos Aires. So that will be their first impression. Then we'll go to Corrientes, and then we will end our trip in Iguazu.
In the Iguazu.
Iguazu Falls.
Iguazu
You
Falls.
went to the Iguazu Falls.
Yes,
You did?
I did.
Oh my
I did. Over one of there was a puente, like a long weekend. So we took one of the colectivos to Iguazu, but my parents really want to visit it as well. So I'll get to see it again.
It is a beautiful place to go. There are a lot of animals, distinct animals from here, from the region.
Plants.
The coaquis.
Yeah, and plants.
Yes, and the plants. It was so beautiful. So I'm very excited to get to
You
show them.
went to Jujuy.
Yes,
also.
yes, I have also been to Jujuy. I think at the beginning, one thing about Argentina too that I enjoy is that you guys have lots of feriados.
Yeah. So we have a lot of long weekends.
Yes. So especially my first month, I feel like there was so much time that we had so many days off.
Yeah,
So again,
yeah.
as I was explaining,
But it is because in March there are most of our feriados.
yes.
For example, we have a lot of feriados for the anniversary of the end of the dictatorship, the Malvinas War,
Yes.
and all of that. So we have a lot of long weekends throughout
Yes.
March and April.
Yes.
And then we have the Easter weekend.
Yeah.
We have a lot of time, a lot of free time.
I feel like in my because April was my first month, there was so much time. So actually, it was during the Easter weekend that we went to Jujuy. So I think now I'm very thankful to be into a more regular routine of working. But at the beginning, when we had so much time, again, we wanted to make the most of it. So we went to Salta and Jujuy, and then to Iguazu.
Wow, that's amazing. Do you remember some of the Argentinian food that you have tried since
Yes.
you came here?
Oh, I love the Argentinian food. Empanadas. I
Empanadas.
love
Meat empanadas?
yes, I do love
Okay.
the meat empanadas, but I like all the empanadas, but the meat ones are my favorite.
Yeah.
Um
They are amazing.
they're amazing. I love like parrilla, like asado here is so I think when we were in Salta, we went to a peña, and I think
Oh, you went to
we went to
Peña.
a peña. And I think that was one of the best meals that I have had in my entire life. It was so delicious.
And the meat here is so good.
Is so
Also.
good. I'm not a big like in the United States, if I was going to a nice restaurant, I'm not the kind of person that would want to order a steak or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
But here it's so delicious.
Yeah,
So
it is.
I love
It
your
is.
meat, the empanadas. I love all the snack foods like chipa,
Alfajor.
alfajor. I feel like, and everyone keeps gifting me so much food. I feel like I'm going to leave back to the United States, not fitting into any of my clothes anymore, but it'll be worth
Well,
it.
but you are taking swim lessons.
Yes.
So that is going to
Yeah.
help.
So it'll help. That'll help. I hope.
In thinking about all of these foods that you already tried, what is your favorite? What can you say is your favorite?
Oh, that's such a hard question. I think, well, this one is like the main food, so I don't know if this counts. I do think the asado, the parrilla, is my.
It is because it is so good. I mean, we are already used to eat asado. For example, here is a tradition that every Sunday you eat asado with your family. So we
Ahora
are.
no tanto, pero...
Well, ahora no tanto. Por favor, si se puede solucionar el precio de la carne. Pero we are used to have asado every weekend, every Sunday. For example, my fathers make asado every Sunday, so that is our tradition.
Sí.
But todo para decir que tiene
Todo para
papá.
decir que...
No, but so we are already used to our meat and the quality and all of that. So we already know when some kind of meat is bad because it is hard or it is not well cooked or something. And yeah, of course, for you, it's going to be like amazing and the best thing that you
Yes.
have tried in your life
Yes.
because we already talked about this last night, but we have a better quality meat
You
here
guys
in
do.
Argentina, and it is very cheap in comparison with the prices of meat in the United States.
Yes, definitely. Good quality meat in the United States is very, very, very expensive.
Yeah.
I know you were just saying that now the prices of meat here are getting more expensive, but for us, it's like to go to a steakhouse and get like
Yeah.
a nice piece of meat. It will be like this big and cost $50, and then a glass
gosh.
of and then like a glass of red wine will be like
¿Sabe qué?
yeah. And like one glass of wine can be like $18. So yeah. So here it's like I'm enjoying it while I'm here.
Because we have we produce that kind of stuff here in Argentina, so it is not so difficult for us to get it. But we have a very wide and large variety of prices for these things. For example, the fact that something is cheap, it doesn't mean that it is bad.
Yes.
You can get very good quality wine, for example, for a very cheap price, and a very good meat also for a very low price.
Yes. Yeah.
It is not so difficult for us to find something that is good.
Yes, because it's all produced
The
here.
question is to looking for it, the good price.
Yeah. You have to look in different places and compare all the prices so you can decide what to choose. But when you find a place that you like, and when you find, for example, a brand of wine that you like and that you know that it is not so expensive, you're good to go
Yes. Yeah. So
because you know that it is good already and you are not paying so much.
if you guys have any good recommendations for me after, definitely let me know.
Well, I like white wine.
oh, okay.
I don't know if you like it.
Yeah.
I like both red and white.
Okay.
Did you taste Fernet?
Yes, I have.
Fernet, yeah. Well, you tried Fernet. You tried beer, but you already know Miller beer.
Yes.
beer.
Yes. Not in
That's my brand.
That is your brand.
Yeah.
Not in Paso de los Libres, but in Corrientes Capital. I've tried the like Patagonia.
The Patagonia. Yeah. That is a well-known brand of beer. It is a lot of people's favorite.
Yes. And it's delicious.
Yeah. You have to try Quilmes.
No.
A mí me gusta.
Para mí es la más pedorra que querés.
Wow, pero es marca argentina.
Y bueno, pero
Pero tiene que probar.
no,
Está en
bueno,
Argentina.
sí. Bueno, tiene que probar, pero medio polémica tu marca. ¿Qué querés que te diga?
¿Pero querés que pruebe cosas argentinas o no?
Sí, pero ya está, ya probó el Fernet. ¿Qué más querés?
Y bueno, pero probó la Patagonia. Tiene que probar otras marcas, otros precios.
No.
Es muy distinto el precio de...
Sí.
It is very different, the price of the Patagonia beers compared to Quilmes, for example, or another Argentinian beer.
That makes sense.
¿Qué otra?
¿Cómo?
Okay.
You have tried caipirinha?
Not here in Argentina. I have in the United States.
Yeah.
But at like a bar, I think one of my friends ordered it, and it was really delicious. But I don't think I know that I have to have it
is
here.
made in the same way.
Yeah,
it
it's
is
probably not made in the same way.
Uh-huh.
So,
Well,
Por favor, que alguien le traiga una caipirinha.
si alguien puede traer ya.
Si alguien
Tipo
está afuera
desayuno.
esperando.
Si hay alguien afuera acampando para vernos, puede traer una
Mate y
caipirinha.
un-
Por
Un
favor.
mate, una caipirinha y una cerveza. Como para empezar
Una
tranqui
Quilmes.
el día. Como para empezar tranqui el día.
centrar
Sí.
la entrevista. Nada que ver.
Para esperar el almuerzo.
Sí, porfa. Y para nosotros también. Con Luz estamos con mucha sed.
Estamos en profesorado de inglés, chicos. No tenemos mucho presupuesto.
Todavía no trabajamos de esto, chicos.
No, todavía no trabajamos. Punto.
Sí. Ey, yo sí.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be nice.
mate
Okay.
is on its way.
Por favor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our
Gracias.
fans bring us mate. Así que ahora tenemos mate.
Our prayers were answered.
Do you want one?
Yes, please.
Yes. And bueno, ella dijo que le gusta el mate amargo. You like bitter
Yes.
mate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Silence.
I learned.
With jijitos.
Yes.
With yujitos.
I learned that because I would always say when someone would pass me the mate, I'd say, "Oh, thank you, gracias," and I learned you don't say that until you're done.
No, yeah. It's not so used to say thank you to every mate because we drink a lot, so you can say thank you every time someone
Yeah.
passes you the mate. And it is something that we used to hang out and talk with each other. So we are in the middle of conversation, so we
Yeah.
can't
So-
stop to thank for the mate.
Yeah.
So someone pass the mate to us and we keep talking and the conversation never stops. It can go
Yeah.
all day if you have a mate
Yes.
between your group.
Yes, I'm learning the mate
Culture?
culture. Like I also learned the phrase "no es un micrófono." The
No es un
mate.
micrófono. Sí. When you have it for a long time.
For a long time.
Yeah. And you don't give it back.
Yeah.
No es un micrófono.
No es un micrófono.
No es micrófono.
Bueno, igual esto sí es un micrófono.
Esto sí es un micrófono, el mate no. El mate se termina de tomar y se devuelve.
Sí. Y si hay otra cosa, there's another thing that, for example, in a way, if you are not, no sé cómo se dice servir.
Pouring.
Pouring. If you're not pouring the mate, and then someone pass the mate to you, you need to kiss the mate and then you pass
And give it back.
yes, and
I didn't know that.
claro, tenés que darle un beso al mate, tipo, es como que cuando te pasan y vos no estás sirviendo, tenés que darle un beso al mate y después le pasas al que está sirviendo.
When you give it back through someone else, to
Yeah.
somebody else.
Somebody else.
Wow. Like the thing we do with the salt.
Yeah.
The superstition that you don't
Pass.
don't pass salt hand through hand. You have
You
to put
to
it in
put
the
it-
in the
Ah, yes,
table,
yes,
and
yes,
the other
yes.
person
Yeah.
have to pick it up.
Sí. Oh, I'm learning so much about mate.
Argentinian people are very superstitious.
Yes.
We have a lot of
Yes, we are
superstitions. Like
ignorantes.
like the salt thing, and for example,
Es
well,
mentira.
the stairs
Tipo.
thing, like to pass behind, no, below a stair.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
bad luck. And black cats, for
Yes,
example.
we have the same superstitions.
Ese tipo, ¿te acuerdas?
Ruidito de mate.
Ruidito de mate. ¿Querés?
Sí, por favor.
Nos requedamos con el mate, capaz que Mariela también quería.
Bueno, lo lamento. Arre.
Pero bueno, nosotros no desayunamos.
Ujú. What's the next question?
Well, we already asked you what food did you enjoy the most. But what was your favorite activity to do here in Corrientes?
Well, I think it's very perfect timing that we have the mate. I think my favorite activity has been like going to the park, sitting, sharing a mate, talking.
Yeah.
I think I really love the culture of mate because it's something that is so shared. I think going back to the beginning, talking about culture shock.
Che, capaz que te lo paso para atrás porque medio que miré y le tapé tipo,
Sí,
toda la cara, ¿me entendés?
But I had learned about mate, but I thought that if you were going to drink mate, everyone would have their own mate.
Yeah.
Because in the United States, we would never have something that you're with a cup of coffee. You would never pass it around and all be sharing it.
Yeah. You will never share like what is it called? A straw?
A straw.
A straw.
Mhm. But I know a straw is different from. Is it
Bombilla.
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 Sí.
With the double L.
Double L. Okay. Yes.
Bombilla.
Okay. Bombilla.
I mean, here in Corrientes, it is most common to say bombilla.
Okay.
Or in
Bombilla.
Well,
La
sí,
bombilla.
bombilla. But for example, people in Buenos Aires would say bombilla.
Okay.
Or bombilla.
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 Yeah,
Bombilla.
They have the SH,
The porteño.
the porteño accent.
Yes.
And I don't know if you have an accent. I don't know if you notice an accent in us, a different accent.
I have obviously noticed that you guys speak different from los porteños.
Yeah.
I think again, how do I explain this? I know that you guys I'm not making any sense that you guys speak like different. I wouldn't be able to say, oh, you put accents here and pronounce this letter like this. And if I had a lineup of people speaking, I probably would be able to tell, oh, they sound different, but I wouldn't be able to say, oh, this person is from Corrientes. This person is from Paso de los Libres. This person is from this place. This person, I would be able to like notice that everyone is speaking a little bit different, but probably not be able to tell you
Where
how.
They come.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one thing that was interesting to me the first day that we met you on Wednesday was that I was talking to a friend, to David, and I was telling him that you sounded, I don't know if you...
Un saludo para David.
Un saludo para David, el delegado de tercer año. We were
Y para
talking,
todos los chicos de tercer año
también.
Y también para los chicos de segundo.
y para los chicos de
nuestras
primero, sobre todo, que
están-
son nuevos en la carrera y recién nos están conociendo. Un saludo para todos. Well, something I noticed that I told him
y
on
para-
Wednesday,
Ah, seguía.
that I told him on Wednesday is the fact that I don't know if it was because you were speaking slow or what was it, but I told him she has an accent like as if English wasn't her first language.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I think it was because you were speaking slowly.
Yes, probably.
Because we were just getting to know you. And then I noticed that to me, it was very unique, the way in which you pronounce the R's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I told him, like, when she pronounced R's, she sounds like English isn't her first language.
Okay. I think it's probably because you guys learn British English.
Yeah,
Which is
it
much
could be.
softer. Like they pronounce the wa'o bottle, like bottle of water. And
water.
I would say water bottle.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
where we speak with much more, I don't know the specific like linguistic terms, but it's much harsher, like the way that we pronounce the R's and
Yeah.
also
Strongest in a way.
yes. Also, I don't think I speak with a Boston accent, but in Boston, we're known in just like Argentina, in every region of the United States, everyone speaks a little bit different.
Yeah.
So I think in Boston too, there's a very specific, like the classic is like park the car. Someone from Boston would say pack the car. So that's very exaggerated, but I think that obviously it does influence the way that you speak. So if you were hearing like it sounded different, it might be because I don't have a Boston accent, but I speak more like I'm from the Northeast, like I'm from the region of Boston.
Yeah, but I think you have a very like neutral accent, so it is very easy to understand you when you speak.
That's good.
Like I
Ponele.
have noticed. Well, to me, at least, it was very easy to understand you from the beginning because you speak so in a neutral way that it was very
It's
very
clear,
comfortable,
clear.
very clear, very comfortable to the ear and
Okay.
everything.
That's
Yeah.
good to hear. So yeah.
Yeah, and apart from that, I think in the US you have like
I love the way that you pronounce the S.
Us.
yeah
You pronounce you're
like a strong way to pronounce
Yeah,
the
yeah.
S.
It's very like crisp. Like it's very
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it.
it is very crisp. Something a question I had about Boston because I don't remember if it's correctly or not. Harvard is in Boston.
Yes. So Harvard it's in a city called Cambridge, which is it's like right next to Boston. So
Okay.
there's a bridge that connects Cambridge to Boston. I guess it's kind of like not across countries, but like Paso de los Libres and
Uruguayana.
Yeah, there's a but even closer. The bridge is much
Yeah.
smaller
Yeah.
that connects Cambridge to the city of Boston. So they're different, but it's right there. So I live even closer to Harvard than I do to Boston.
To Boston. Okay, so pregunté esto porque Harvard es una de las universidades más famosas
Sí.
de Estados Unidos.
Sí.
It is an Ivy League.
It is an Ivy League. Yes,
Y-
it's like the top Ivy League.
It is an Ivy League. Okay. Stanford is the one that is not
Yes.
an Ivy League.
Yes, Stanford is the one that is also very famous and is a very, very good school,
But it
is
isn't
not
an
an
Ivy.
Ivy League. Mhm.
What were the Ivies? Brown.
It's Brown,
Yale.
Harvard, Yale, Columbia, Dartmouth, Princeton. I might be forgetting one. And if we have any viewers from the United States right now, they might be mad at me. Harvard, Brown,
Yale.
Princeton, Yale.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Dartmouth. I don't know how many there are. I think that might be all.
7, 8.
Is there 7? I'll look it up.
Something like that. I don't remember. I know some of them just because of TV shows or Ivy League
League schools.
colleges.
Okay. I know which one I was forgetting. Okay. UPenn, which is in Pennsylvania. UPenn, Yale, Columbia, Cornell. I forgot Cornell as well. Harvard, Brown, Princeton, and Dartmouth.
Yeah. I learned last night that, for example, UPenn has a program in which they can make ¿cómo se dice intercambio? No.
Intercambio? Like exchange?
Intercambios, like exchange,
Exchange.
but not with the college in here, with a bank.
Oh.
Yeah, it is a program, and they get pulled by el francés. No, el francés no es el francés. No me acuerdo con cuál es. But it is a program made with UPenn and a bank, and they can come here and I think make an internship.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Well, they study or they make a month course or something like that.
Yes,
and they can spend some time here in Argentina.
That's amazing. UPenn has one of the best like business programs, business schools in the country, so that makes sense for UPenn. But I did not go to an Ivy League school.
Really, Mate. You went. What is your school?
My school is, I'm shouting out Gettysburg College right now. That's where I went. It's a very small school in the south of Pennsylvania. But I loved it. I have had the best experience. So
Yeah, you did have fun.
yes.
And you studied?
And I studied Spanish and public policy, which is like politics, not international politics. Yeah, politics.
Como ciencias políticas.
Casi como políticas públicas, yo creo.
Yeah.
Sí.
And well, you told us you have the best time at college.
Yes, I made incredible friends. I learned a lot. I had amazing professors. Yes, I really loved my time in college.
And can you tell us some things about the college experience? Is it like the movies? Is it not like the movies?
Yes, I think the movies are definitely dramatic.
Yeah.
But the college experience, I think, it can be very similar to the movies, because something that is very distinct, I think, from college in the United States and here is that for us, not everyone, of course, but a lot of people will travel very far to go to university, to go to college. So we have like residential colleges, which means that all the students are living on campus.
Yeah.
So you're going to classes together. There are big buildings called dining halls, which is where you eat breakfast, lunch, dinner. You're living in a building with all students, all your friends.
And you're sharing bedrooms.
Yes,
also.
and you're sharing bedrooms. And so everyone is just very close. So you're obviously like academically studying together, doing things like for your career, for your degree. Lots of times students will also have jobs on campus. So you're working, you're going to school, you're eating, you're sleeping, you're living, you're socializing. Like
your
all in the
whole
same
life
place.
is happening inside of college.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you get to live in campus?
Yes, I did get to live in campus. So I think that's why you feel very, very connected to your school, because it's almost like a town. It's almost like where you live. So I think you'll see people in the United States get very excited about their college, love to represent their college, their university.
Yeah, they are very big fans of their colleges.
I love it.
Yeah.
We are too.
Well, you guys have your other sports teams and things that you're
We are passionate about. But people in the United
to the
States,
carnival,
to the carnival, to football, soccer,
yes,
everything, because you guys called or football, soccer.
Yeah.
But because we don't have like American football like you guys, we have rugby. That it is the most close thing to American football.
Yes, I think it's the most similar.
You told us you have you told us you have a favorite baseball team. You have a very a favorite football team also.
Yes, I mean I don't really I don't watch too many sports, like United States sports, because I love the sport, but because again, it's all regional, you want to represent like your team. So my American football team is the Patriots. My Red Sox, or my Red Sox team is the Red Sox. My baseball team is the Red Sox. They're all the Boston teams.
Yeah.
The Celtics is our basketball team, they're playing tonight. It's a very, very big game that we're actually playing against the New York team. It's the last game to see who goes to the semifinals. So go Celtics. But yes.
Best of lucks. Well, we are getting close to the end of the streaming. But can you repeat, where can we find you next after you leave Paso de los Libres? Because you leave today at midnight.
Yes, I leave tonight at midnight. After Paso de los Libres, I'll be back in Corrientes Capital, just for a little bit before I head to Mercedes in June. But yes, I'll be here in Argentina until maybe the end of November, maybe February. We'll see.
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet, but I'm very excited to be here, and I've loved my time in Paso de los Libres, and I would love to come back.
We're so happy for you. We're so happy that you liked our culture and our city. Mercedes City is a beautiful town. It is smaller than Paso de los Libres, but it is cozy and it is very beautiful.
Mentira. She's a liar.
Versera.
She's a versera.
Versera. Angaú.
Angaú.
It is a beautiful town. Angaú.
No, mentira, corten esto.
No. But it is a beautiful town. I have lived there for a couple of years, and I think you will enjoy it.
I'm very excited.
I'm very excited for you too, and I'm very excited for your stay here in Argentina and here in Corrientes. So thank you so much for coming visit us.
Thank you.
And thank you for
your state.
Statement. No, stay.
My stay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's it.
No, we feel very lucky to have you these past couple of days, and they have been so amazing and so fun, and we were so happy to meet you. Yes. You're such a kind and sweet person, and it was so nice to meet you.
Para los que no la conocieron, tipo, real, es tipo muy adorable todo lo que dice, cómo se comporta, cómo se pone,
es
tipo,
muy
es re
dulce.
adorable, tipo, es
muy
abrazable,
dulce. Es muy tierna, es muy amable.
Es muy dulce, es muy dulce. No, es muy lindo, es dulce, es tierno.
Yeah, she is. Así que para la gente de Mercedes, Goya y
Bellavista y San Roque.
Y San Roque. Esperamos que conozcan a Ana y que tengan la oportunidad de pasar un lindo momento con ella como nosotros tuvimos en el profesorado y en la carrera de profesorado de inglés. Así que muchas gracias, Ana.
Muchas gracias.
For coming.
Thank you for having me, por tenerme.
Thank you for coming. It was a wonderful time with you.
Thank you so much.
Bueno.
Gracias a los que vieron el stream y
gracias a Ainhoa también por permitirnos
por el lugar,
este espacio, así que nada,
agradecemos. Sí, agradecemos un montón y esperamos que nuestras próximas ideas y nuestros próximos proyectos también los estén viendo. Muchas gracias.